The biggest financial trap that I see a lot of people fall into is blaming others for the situation that they're in, blaming others for not having the financial success that they might want, blaming others for not being in a position that they wanted to be in, right? You blame others for being poor. That's the biggest financial trap that I catch a lot of people falling into. So, this is kind of sarcastic, but if you're looking to stay financially broke, keep blaming others, right? Keep blaming others. Just blame other people for not having enough money. Blame your boss. Blame the economy. Blame whoever's running the government. Blame your family, your circumstances, your situations. Because the moment you believe somebody or someone else is responsible for your future, you give away the power to actually make a change in your life. You give away the power to actually go in and change some things in your life that could actually help you in the long run, right? One of the things I've realized is that the reason we love to blame others, the reason we love to put the the blame on other people is that it feels good. It feels good to us, right? Because blame is attractive because it's easy. You can naturally just put something off on someone else. You can naturally just put something off on your boss, okay, or the economy. I'm not able to save because I'm in this economy. The economy is bad. Meanwhile, you don't even understand the economy or how it works, or you hear the word inflation and you just say it because that's a repeated thing that goes on in your head. Blame protects your ego. So if every problem is someone else's fault in your head, then you never have to look in the mirror. You never have to look at yourself and realize, okay, maybe I might be the problem, right? While blame, it may feel good temporarily in the moment, it doesn't improve your actual future. It doesn't improve your bank account. It doesn't improve your investments. It doesn't actually increase your wealth. Instead, it stops you from actually building it. So you kind of have to redirect that blame towards yourself and look in the mirror, right? You have to redirect some of that and look in the mirror and tell yourself, okay, here's the reality. I have to look in the mirror and see the financial position I'm in. It's because of myself, right? No one else is in this position because of myself. Because if, let's just use an example, someone who there's someone, person A, who wakes up every day, goes to work every morning, works, and then has enough money to actually, start a family, buy a house, do certain things, live on their own. Then you have person B who they work every once in a while, part-time job, and they're just chilling, probably live with their parents, and they're okay with that. Then down the line, 5, 10 years later, they start realizing, man, like, how am I in this position? Right? Person A, if they even question that about themselves, how am I in this position in a positive way, they'll realize, okay, these are the things that I was doing over time to now be in this position where I can start a family, buy a house, and do all these things and take care of my family and be in a good financial position. Where person B is gonna look back and be like, these are the things that I didn't do, right? I wasn't working enough. I was working part-time. I was just chilling. I uh didn't work as much. I was partying, I was doing certain things, and they're going to look at it in a negative way. So everything that you do early on, 5, 10 years before you actually start thinking about that, adds up. Like I said, it compounds. Everything you do compounds over time. I do understand life isn't fair sometimes, right? People start off with disadvantages where you don't have the same financial opportunities as others. You have fewer opportunities given to you, especially minorities. Sometimes you start off with unfavorable situations, and people face obstacles that happens and that they just have to deal with. That's true and that's a fact. It happens to everybody, right? But don't use that as an excuse. Focusing only on what you can't control won't actually improve your situation. The people who move forward and focus on what they can actually control, right? Their skills, their work ethic. Because not everybody has work ethic. That's something you have to kind of grow up into and work into, right? Work ethic, realizing, okay, like I have to work, I have to do these things, right? I have to go and work and make my paycheck, and then off of that, then you can branch out and do other things. Learn how to control your spending habits. Learn how to control those things. Those are all those things that you can control. Learn how to control the actual information that you're inputting inside of your head. You're learning. What are you learning? What are you researching on? Don't just get back home from your 9 to 5 and just go on Netflix or hop on a video game and just start playing games, because it's not going to actually help you in the long run. Learn how to control your decisions. The decisions that you make each and every single day can impact your future. Those are the things that you can control. Life isn't always fair. It's not fair for anybody, right? Maybe your kids, let's say your kids, these kids out here who their parents left them a lot of money, right? Their parents passed away or left them so much money and they have an inheritance. Would you even want to be one of those kids? Because think about it. Those kids end up not even growing no skills. They don't end up learning anything because all this money is already given to them. They don't get a chance to experience life, experience the obstacles, experience the hardships that life brings. The experience of actually being able to build something that's powerful. They don't have the chance to do that. See, I'd rather be in a situation where I'm building something up and then learning lessons along the way. Falling down, getting back up, falling down, getting back up, and then to eventually get to that spot that I want and know I will get to eventually down the line. But I wouldn't want to be a kid who inherited money, right? Maybe just a small amount would be fine, but a kid who just inherited becoming a millionaire, inherited becoming a billionaire through their grandparents and parents. Yeah, you'll have everything in the world, but you will not have any purpose. You will not have any lessons and ideas that you can share with others about how to become successful, because majority of the money that you made was made off of your grandparents and your parents, and it was just handed down to you. So people have to learn, okay, we're all born in different situations, different environments, but we're not supposed to let those environments and them situations affect the way we continue to live our life. You can change any situation that you're in, any situation that you grew up in. You can change your environment, you can change that situationship by just working hard, getting skills, controlling what you're inputting inside of your brain, what you're learning day in and day out, right? Learning about how to set up your retirement accounts, learning about how to set up your financial life so you're budgeting correctly, you're managing your money properly, learning about all these things and making better decisions. Sometimes life really just comes down to the decisions that you make, right? The small decisions that you make every single day, that's what life sometimes comes down to. It's not even about the big decisions or the big opportunities, but it's just about those minuscule small things that you do every single day to change your financial life. So just think about that. Responsibility actually creates power. So the day you actually learn how to take responsibility for your finances and the way you think is the day that everything's going to begin to change for you. Not because everything suddenly becomes easier, but it's because you stop waiting for someone else to come and save you and for someone else to become that savior for you. If you start asking yourself, okay, what can I do to improve my situation right now? That's actually a powerful question, because in that moment, you start to realize, okay, the smallest things, the smallest details in your life that are actually stopping you from obtaining the things that you want. Because then that leads to action. Then that leads to, okay, figuring out the X's and O's. Why am I in this situation? What can I do to improve it? What in this situation is impacting me that's not allowing me to reach my financial goals? I just want to use, like, let me say a small example, right? If you're someone that works a lot, you work a lot, but you're not seeing exactly, you're not saving properly, you don't have enough money, you always feel like you're just still living paycheck to paycheck, you're just waiting for the next paycheck. I had this guy tell me, like, he barely had gas or something, because he barely had gas because he feels like he's living paycheck to paycheck. Then I come and ask him, I'm like, okay, like, what do you do outside of work? What do you do outside of work? He's like, uh I just what did he tell me? He's like, I just go home after this overnight job and then I go to sleep. Like, it's the overnight job is part-time. I'm like, so you work a part-time overnight job, but you're struggling to get by, right? You feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck. You don't have gas money. You feel like he had to ask someone for gas money, which is nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with it. But I'm like, in my head, I'm like, you don't realize the small things that are affecting you. You not having a second job, or you not even being full time in this position, is allowing you not to be in a position where you can actually put gas in your car. And I know, yeah, gas prices are expensive right now, but it's not like he's spending an extremely crazy amount of money on rent. He lives with his parents. So what is it? What's the issue? What's that underlying issue that's stopping you from actually being able to even put gas in your car? And I had to talk to him. I'm like, okay, bro, like, I feel like you need to do a better job of meeting your priorities. He's like, oh, I sleep a lot, after this overnight shift, I sleep a lot and then I just go back home. I'm like, bro, life ain't sweet, bro. And you're only getting older. You only get older. So think about, and you're solo right now. Think about being in a position where now you have to have a family, or you and your girlfriend, you guys end up making a kid, right? And you want to marry her next. Things like that. You got to think about the future more than just being in the present or feeling good right now. Okay, because you feel like being asleep right now, you're gonna sleep. You gotta kind of realize to a point, like, sleeping doesn't do too much for you. Yes, you need to get the certain amount of sleep, 7 to 8 hours, 6 to 7 hours, however much that you can. But sometimes you gotta sacrifice. You gotta sacrifice a little bit of your sleep just to work and get above that threshold, right? And that goes back to, stop blaming other people for your financial situation. Like, do not blame people. Do not blame your situation on. Do not blame your situation on why you can't make money. Right. Everything that you do or everything that you don't do is gonna correlate and relay back to you. It's gonna mirror itself, and you're just gonna look back and be like, 5, 10 years from now, you're gonna look back and be like, why am I in this situation? Then you're gonna look, okay, yeah, I'm in this situation because of this, because I didn't do this in the past, right? So I hope this was helpful. I hope you kind of learned something from this video. Understanding, life, you gotta attack life, man. You gotta attack life, and not just let the situations of life and what other people tell you to how they tell you to approach things. Don't let that affect how you live your life. Don't let your environment, your situation affect how you live your life. But you gotta attack life and kind of make a way for yourself, if that makes sense, right? So thank you for watching this video. Do not forget to check out the website, eawealthteam.com, and subscribe down below to keep up with these videos. Thank you and peace.